My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 20th, 2024. It is 3:08 a.m. This is video number 2. Video number 1, I was doing some tweets since Sunday. I didn't record for several days, so I'm just picking up on some of the links that I added throughout the week and stuff like that. So let's get going. Okay, so that was on Monday speculation. So you see the numbers, there's the analytics. Okay, so there's that here. It picked right there. I'll look at it later. Next tweet. Let me leave this on the screen just in case I make reference to it later. So that was my last tweet. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so this is the first tweet. First tweet. Monday speculation. So these tweets were on Monday. I think it's Kate Middleton and the video. That being said, the choice to obviously stage a viewing, including the photographer, of a such healthier than previously stated princess just brings up more questions than it answers. Okay, I believe she's making reference with that TMZ video of William walking with some strange woman they call Kate. A strange woman called Kate. If that person's name is Kate, so he's not lying. He's telling the truth. It's just not the Kate we expect. Let me read some of the comment and move on. Okay, well, there are 480,000 trending tweets about Kate right now. Okay, I've looked at about 500 because they amuse me, and I have seen maybe 5 that believe that's her. Not good for Willie and KP. If they have been lying from the beginning for sympathy, the backlash will be even worse. I don't know why did they think this is good. I really don't understand the mindset behind these people, with the exception unless there's a major real issue that's going on. They don't want people to see it, and then they want to distract you, so they're performing just like Bojo's sister have said. Okay, so they're performing for the public to take their eyes away from what's really happening. So that's that. If they have been lying from the beginning for sympathy, the backlash will be even worse. Okay, we've waited a long time for this. I think it's her, but I don't think the video is recent. Okay, I just found this. What the hell is that? It's not her. Okay, I just found this. Well, this is embarrassing. Okay, 10 seconds. Is there music? Huh? What is this doing? That's not her. But anyway, there's that. She looks 27. I'm not even convinced that's him. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. So there's the part here. In video 1, I made reference to it about President Obama. Okay, I kid you not, Barack Obama is an expert in constitutional law. I wonder if he is in the UK to help the British government solve a constitutional crisis. If heir to the British throne has to abdicate or be charged with a crime, is that a constitutional crisis? Well, the only thing is constitution in the US is not the same as constitution in the UK. So who knows? Okay. Obama visit 10 Downing Street. There's that here. I read some of the comments here. It was very interesting. For the British and American who did not go to a proper law school or any law school, let's see here. The UK is often said to have an unwritten constitution. This is not strictly correct. It is largely written, but in a different document. But it has never been codified, but together in a single document. In this respect, the UK is different from most other countries which have codified constitution, but not all. Okay, so she's a lawyer, by the way. Common granddaughter. She's a lawyer. That's what she said. Okay, excellent thought. Let me go into that two of this. Okay, how do you put something that quite literally tells you that you're wrong, yet you still somehow think you're right? Absolutely baffling. But read it. It's literally say there is a constitution that is largely written but not codified. Let's see here. Okay, no one knows what is in the British Constitution. Nothing is set. No specific laws have any specific protection. We know for a fact that the UK monarchy, the monarch, is not prosecuted. So that's all I know. I know nothing beyond that. Okay, nothing is set. No specific law have any specific protection. A lot of our constitution is convention or comes from books some men wrote 100 years ago. That's why we do not have a constitution. Constitutional law in the UK is essentially law about big acts that are sort of important, not any literally constitution. Okay, so these are the conversation. I have no say. I'm not a lawyer. That's all I could say. Okay, I thought of that too, but he is an expert of the US Constitution. Okay, the Brits don't have a democracy and constitution like the US. The monarchy is head of state, but supposedly the elected parliamentarian govern. Ma'am, a constitutional lawyer studied many constitutions, especially one who was a law professor for the subject. I'm going to read as much as I could because these discussions are very interesting. No, I'm a lawyer. Con law was my #1 subject in school. It focused on the U.S. Constitution. I took a 3-credit course in U.S. state constitution. Sure, some U.S. law professors study comparative constitution, but Obama is an expert in the British system. Okay, experts need legal heads as peer reviewers, but stand corrected. Okay, there's that rolling eye here. Because UK and US constitutional law are so similar, right? Actually, when you think about it, it's, yeah, but they branch out to a certain part, okay, where they don't need a king and all of that. They say, actually, if you study law, you realize that there is a legal history and enduring connection between the two legal systems. Look, for instance, I mean, this is completely somewhat off. When you look at the debacle between Walt Disney with DeSantis, for instance, there's some part in that law somewhere, the Disney lawyer finds something where to sort of halt DeSantis, that's the governor in Florida, from doing whatever it was doing. It's in one of my videos. And they use something far way back where they even mention the great grand descendants of some king of England and all of that. I don't know if some of you remember when I was sharing that part with you, because I read the whole thing. I just don't remember the full connection of everything. But I remember Lily, Harry's, daughter, was mentioned to help Disney from allowing DeSantis to put its hand on whatever Walt Disney. Yeah, I'm talking about the Walt Disney where you go in Florida, the magical, wonderful world and stuff like that. And they have another one in California. Okay, that Disney, the nonsense that was going between DeSantis and Walt Disney. So there was something that was happening where DeSantis wanted to put his hand on whatever Walt Disney was doing, and then their lawyer come up with they dig deep into law way back to bring that. So there's some connection, and it made some connection with King of England, or at that time I think it was the Queen of England, the last descendants at the time when they were writing that particular thing. And it came down to Lily, Meghan's daughter, Meghan and Harry's daughter, that one. So there are some connection. Okay, so let's continue. America and the Commonwealth countries inherited a lot of the British law and legal system. That's why America, like UK, is a common law legal system. You could see, if you guys been following me, there was some stuff that I was seeing that was so freaking parallel, and I laid them all out as I was seeing it as a non-lawyer. Okay, just plain old citizen looking at the BS that was playing in front of me. Okay, did you study law? Yes, I am a lawyer. This is where I sort of read it. No, she said it. Interesting. So is UK constitutional law similar to US constitutional law? From lawyer to lawyer. Who is the other lawyer? Okay, she typed comment, but she isn't an expert in comparative law, at least not when it comes to the US and UK constitutional law, or she is hiding it well, or just like a write crazy theories for the fun of it. Okay, you are rambling. A simple ask who are the other lawyers, who the other lawyer was. She is a lawyer. Who is the other? Me. Okay, Britain doesn't have a constitution. They do. It's unwritten is what they always say, but it is composed of all the laws that govern the state and its constitution and the law that regulates the relationship between the state and individual. I sort of understand where she's coming from, because you tend to see certain things that's happening, and yeah, I think I understand her. Okay, a constitution is a written document. What was it when there was something at the beginning of some of my videos way back? I was following a lot of the UK politics that was going on. Either Brian Capecourt or there's another person. Oh shoot, this is very interesting. Is it Peter Hunt? They were doing things about constitutional things that were happening. Some old videos that would be on PYTE. But anyway, let me leave this alone. Okay, I didn't want this to be too long, but I spent too much time on that. Remember, this was about President Obama going to number 10, and there's a part I wrote somewhere. Where is mine? There's mine here. Okay, let's pick up where okay, the only thing I can say as a non-lawyer and political analytic, there is a shift, a tug of war going on around the world, good versus evil. When it comes to the UK, they always play both sides. Every country should be very careful what they say to the UK. If Trump gets back, US and the UK will be on the same page. But there's another comment where I responded to. I don't know if it's there. There's a lot of comment. And one of the things that I say is that maybe President Obama went there to give his perspective of whatever it is that's going on in the UK, but not to advise. And okay, they give him a situation. What do you think of that situation? Okay, President Obama will say, I think this, I think that. And then whoever the legal elected official in the UK could take President Obama's perspective into consideration when he or she is making certain decision. This is the way that I saw it. That not from here. Apparently someone else who probably must retweet it out. There's a lot of comments. I'm just going to see if mine is within there, but it's not. So that's that. Okay, that's what I think. If it is what it is that President Obama got, maybe it's in here. All right, so there's a video of it. Obama is too smart for the pirate with press passes. There's a laugh here. I missed that, man. So it's 44 seconds. I'm just gonna give some screenshots. So there he is coming out of number 10.
Conference with David Cameron. Lord Cameron is not in the meeting.
Do you have a few moments for the BBC, Mr. Obama?
Oh, there he is, just leaving.
Yep, with the US ambassador there, Jill Hartley.
President Obama, why should we care about democracy in Russia?
Do you have a few moments? Did you discuss
Speak up.
Gaza?
Come and have a chat with us for a minute.
That's someone who's right on top of his game. He's like, I'm tempted. All right, shut his mouth. He's not in office, so he has no say on that. So whatever he's doing now, they probably call him for his advice or something. So that's the, what did they say? The secretary in the UK. Ambassador, that's the word. Ambassador of the UK for the US. Okay, so let's move it back slightly.
Come and have a chat with us for a minute.
So it goes.
What did you talk about?
Yeah, what is it? Come and chat with us. So they could twist his word to say completely different. That's why it's like, I'm tempted. Nah, with these people, stay away.
There you have it, former President Obama with the US Ambassador Jane Hartley leaving number 10 Downing Street.
conference.
Okay, so that's that. Let's read some of the comment. Still as charismatic as ever. He said, I'm not in charge of that shit anymore. Y'all ain't gonna catch me slipping. Exactly. I agree with that comment. Best president ever. Also a huge reason why I respect President Biden so much. He loved and still loved President Obama and was so happy and willing to work under him. He respected and loved and supported him for that was his job for 8 years and not a single scandal. Okay, I'm so glad to see Obama. I love to see him involved in our diplomatic efforts. I'm so proud he was our president. Okay, he definitely represents Biden. He wouldn't make a visit like that without his knowledge I think so too. Yes, and this is why the ambassador of the UK is with him. Okay, so I think so too. Probably to work out something, who knows. OMG, Barack was a man. I so miss him. And when he was in office, many people did not respect. No, it's not respect. The megas, yes, but did not help support him. They just vote for him and then they left him hanging. That's the part here. They vote for him and left him hanging when he was fighting on his own. Those megas who, if people were supporting of him, and then the midterm, this is where everything went haywire. He got first elected, and then the midterm, I believe 2010 or something like that, and then people then support him, vote for more officials that will support his agenda. Instead, they put megas who put stop after stop after stop, and then this is all our fault. What we are in now, it's our fault. To get Trump, it's our fault, because as a democracy, even though I didn't vote for Trump, as a democracy, together, collectively, okay, this is where we need to put our heads together. Many people did not go and support him further. There's the main election, the general election where the president runs and you vote for him. And then there's a midterm election. This is the shift where whoever wrote our constitution wanted to make sure we did not have all branches of government to be on the exact same page. They did that alternative things where for the president you have 4 years, and then for the representative they have 2 years. So every 2 years they have to run. And then what's the other one? The senators, how many years? Is it 6 years? Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Okay, to have that alternative kind of thing, so the shift and balance of power will not be aligned. But people did not pay attention, and this is why the Republicans make sure to dumb down our schools. They cut funding to let people understand this is how our democracy work. But instead they bombard us with medias, lies after lies. That was our teaching. They remove the thing that will teach us, but they bombard you with television and social media with stupidity after stupidity to make you vote against your best interests. So in school, people need to learn these things. Okay, and then it's our fault we didn't help him during the midterm election. All right. And then we did it again. I mean, we were starting to get back on our feet, and then we got Trump. I'm like, my God. All right, OMG, Barack, what a man. I so miss him. What the hell is going on? Why will they have Barack come over? He is by far the most intelligent man. And to have him with the governance we have is almost an insult to him. I miss him so much. It's almost an insult. I don't know. Maybe there's something... I don't know. For some reason, I do not trust the UK. I really do not trust the UK, because there are things that they doing is playing both sides, in my view. Okay, best president of the United States ever. Argue with your mama. Okay, I miss President Obama. There's that smile, that swagger. I just love that guy. And the other thing as well, when it comes to his government thing, the way he went about with the ACA. Okay, to give people medical. I mean, the Republican try all angles to destroy it because he wanted to be a foundation of things. So people, health is number one for everybody. But I don't know. This is the people's mind are so empty. He went to the foundation of things. Without your health, you are zero. You could look at, okay, perfect example. Looking at Steve Jobs, for instance. Okay, when he was healthy, great mind, everything. Create Apple with another co-creator. Okay, great mind. Invented the touch thing, the way you work with your smartphone. All that's his technology. Okay, with the smartphone, you use your finger to scroll over and all that. That's Steve Jobs' brain. Okay, at the peak of his career, what happened? Health. Now, does all the other things that he did prior matters? Yes, it put a name of his creation and his invention and everything. But without his health, is he enjoying all the things that he had produced now? Where is he? Where is Steve Jobs? I'm not making fun of him or anything. It's just an example how health is very crucial. And this is where President Obama started his presidency. Give people health. Without health, you're zero. You are nothing. But for some reason, the devil get into the the brain of American to go against it. And then another perfect example, 2020 with COVID. Look at the other guy. Telling you don't need a mask, you don't need that, you don't need this, creating this fantasy of things. People should know your health is number one. And those who believe him, and you see other people dropping like flies, but yet you take his word for it. You decided, I'm not gonna wear a mask. Where are you? There's police who's standing very tough, with their muscles and everything behind their steering wheel. Saying how strong they are. They're not gonna wear their mask. Where are they? Drop dead couple months later. Okay? So the brain is very empty. Very empty. They let evil infiltrate into the brain. I'm telling you, that 2020 that just happened with the COVID, it was a huge war for those who were against America. It was a great success for them. Because so many Americans have already gone. So when at the end, the core thing that they don't want America to be in existence. Because there's two type of America. Oh my God. If I go into sub of America, you'll see a different branch of things. But there's two parts. Let's say, for instance, the Democrats and Republican. You see where the tug of war is. All right. One wants to prosper, want peace and all of this. And there's the other one, majority of the things that pretty much define America, they're the one who cause it. Okay? Those things that happening, unnecessary wars and all of that, they're the one who cause those things and make the rest of us look really bad. Okay, we're not shining away from that. Okay, at least for me. I see the truth. But it's two groups here. Now, if we really want, I don't know how we're going to change the perspective of America around the globe. I do not know. But the main thing is, this is why I said 2024 is very crucial. We need to pay attention. And I'm very deeply from the bottom of my heart with what happened in the Middle East. And I started talking about it. Many times I talk about it. And then YouTube decided to put a rule, if you talk about this, we're gonna demonetize you. This kind of thing. Okay? People who have been with me from the beginning saw the real issue that I was showing. When they're throwing the squirrel, the flashlight to go follow, the distraction, that's what I mean by squirrel. Distraction. To keep your eyes away from the real issue, I was looking at the real issue while I'm still sharing the nonsense that they were spewing. So YouTube decided to say, okay, you're going to do that? You're juggling these two? Now we're going to make sure you don't talk about this. And then they put that rule. And I share that with you. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about, they didn't put it, don't talk about the Middle East. Don't talk about the death of what was going on, all the injustice that was going on. And meanwhile, what I was telling people who live in America, despite the hurt, the pain that we were seeing, but you need to put your mask on first. You come first. Without you, nothing matters at all. So we need to focus what's going on comes in November. Then after that, we could look at other things. We could point fingers. Why did you do this? And then support South Africa. I share all of this with you guys. Maybe now they are down because YouTube was about, they gave me a strike. I think the strike is still there. Okay, where's the warning? On all of my channel, there's the warning here. Okay, they gave me warning. And then the next warning was, okay, they quickly find something from 2000, whatever, some old that I put a while back. Okay, they gave me a warning of it. Fix it, or else the next time we give you the next warning, it's going to be shut down. The next warning, I knew it was going to be the things that I was talking about in the Middle East. Okay, YouTube is part of that. YouTube is part of the BS that is playing worldwide. Okay, I don't know if what makes them come with that. Well, I did share it. Put it on my community board. Occasionally, I call YouTube out on Twitter. Okay, when they post something about the Middle East, I tag YouTube in it. I said, "This is you part of that problem." Okay, I went off. I came from Obama to all of this. So whatever's going on, I don't know. I forgot the main focus why I brought Obama. All these things that I talk about, the two kind of thing. Oh, he gave health. Okay, ACA. Obamacare, that's what it was. Okay, without your health, you're nothing. But you have the Republicans who telling you try to remove Obamacare. But what he did with his background with constitutional law, okay, he made it sure to do it properly. Okay, they brought it to the Supreme Court. Thank God we didn't have the system we have now, because my goodness. So much to say, but we need to focus on 2024, and then after that we could branch out. Every players in the US, okay, every players have shown themselves. We know who each players are, and then depend on how the 2024 election goes, then we could revisit those some key players. Okay, why certain things was done the way it did and all of that. But right now, we are in a dire situation. And I think, despite all the noise to distract people from the true thing, but I think some Americans are starting to see what other people like myself and really professional lawyers and who've been giving the warning. For one thing, though, this is not the first time that I said that. Joe, the Morning Joe show, what's his name? I only know him. He has that MSNBC show with his wife, Mika. Okay, I'll never forget him. Many times he said a couple things that I disagree with him. That's when I had cable. He was the first non-Republican that I was aware of who left the Trump train. He made it public, and I was very, respectful of him for doing that, because the thing that he was saying was not aligned with him. Despite there's a possibility he probably did vote for Trump. But when so many after BS started popping out, that was before Trump even left the office. Okay? He jumped off the train and said, "I'm not part of this." He disagreed with it. So him, I respect his value. We may disagree on a couple of things, a lot of things, but for that I will always respect them. But anyone else who's jumping off the ship right now, they already done the damages that they need to do. Now they're trying to hold a face, but it's a whole bunch of mess. Okay, it's a whole bunch of mess. Even that woman Casida, the one who witnessed the nonsense that was saying, she testify in Congress and allow other things to happen, even her. And I'm like, why did you take so long to jump the train? Then I came to realization, maybe God wanted her to stay to be that witness of what happened, because everyone else were on the same page. They were not talking. Otherwise, we would have been screwed even more. That's that. Let's move on to the next tweet. Oh my God, this is why the way that I'm talking here is not from a professional level, okay? This is just someone, humble opinion, who's seeing the things being played out, and that's my perspective of it, okay? So do not take my whatever I'm saying as professionally or whatever. It's just my humble opinion. Okay, next tweet. I know for a fact that had that been Meghan after serious abdominal surgery, good King Harry wouldn't even let her carry any bags or walk without holding her hand. He probably won't even let her out for a walk in public yet. There's a laugh here. That man love his woman. Okay, so that's, I believe that's still the TMZ video of William and Kate allegedly. Whichever William, it may be a Kate, but it may not be Kate Middleton. Okay, so let's keep that. If that was Meghan, the media would be trashing her for wanting privacy and looking healthy and not working. They will also put emphasis on taxpayers paying for her to do nothing. Okay, then Tom Bow says she was seriously ill. That person on that video looked very fit. Hey, they're putting themselves on a pretzel. Flower Day, Verin Alcadasa ad, no leaks in Montecito. Harry will have had 2 valets carrying her bags, and her bodyguards will practically be carrying her. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on. Okay, so that's Agela Levine. What the hell is this saying now? Oh, okay, I know what it is. Something that should not be there. I saw it, but I thought it was something on my screen. Okay, so there's this here. This is funny. That's from GB News. The public are so rude, unkind, and demanding. It's appalling. Royal biographer Agela Levine slams the British public for treating Princess Catherine as if they own her. Now I see why she said it's funny. That's because this is the thing that they wanted for Meghan. Why do you think Harry and Meghan pay back for Fragmore? Why do you think they left the UK as well? Not only William kicked them out. Okay? Especially with the Fragmore. It's because the royal rats wanted to know everything about Harry and Meghan. Why? Because the taxpayers funded them. But when we came to realize after the Spare, after docuseries and all of that, you could put, different information together. And the royal family was not even paying them.
Driving us out into the fields, asked about Meg. Not with great interest, just casually. Still, he didn't always ask, so I was pleased. She's good, thanks. Does she want to carry on working? Say again. Does she want to keep on acting? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I expect she'll want to be with me, doing the job, which would rule out Suits, since they film in Toronto.
But also giving up your
nice,
career.
This is nice. Yes. But I don't see it as giving anything up. I just see it as a change.
It's a new challenge.
It's a new chapter, right? And also keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years. So we were very, very fortunate to be able to have that sort of longevity on a series. And for me, once we hit the 100 episode marker, I thought, you know what, I have ticked this box, and I feel really proud of the work I've done there. And now it's time to, as you said, work as a team with you. Yeah.
But do you have that sense of responsibility, Prince Harry, for what you're asking Meghan to do?
Of course, that sense of responsibility was essentially from day one, or maybe a couple of months in, when I suddenly realised, actually, this is, I know that I'm in love with this girl, and I hope that she's in love with me. But we still had to sit down on the sofa, and I still had to have some pretty, frank conversations with her to say, look, what you're letting yourself in for is, it's a big deal, and it's, it's not easy for anybody. But I know that, at the end of the day, she chooses me, and I choose her, and therefore, whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team. So I think she's capable
so
of...
nicely said, isn't it?
I don't know. But she's capable of anything. And together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. At the moment, for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time, hopefully.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was, that's what got date 2 in the books, probably.
Plenty to talk about.
Children?
I see. Well, darling boy, you know there's not enough money to go around. I stared. What was he banging on about? He explained, or tried to. I can't pay for anyone else. I'm already having to pay for your brother and Catherine. I flinched. Something about his use of the name Catherine. I remembered the time he and Camilla wanted Kate to change the spelling of her name because there were already 2 royal ciphers with a C and a crown above. Charles and Camilla? It would be too confusing to have another. Make it Catherine with a K, they suggested. I wondered now what came of that suggestion. I turned to Willie, gave him a look that said, "You listening to this?" His face was blank. Pa didn't financially support Willie and me and our families out of any largesse. That was his job. That was the whole deal. We agreed to serve the monarch, go wherever we were sent.
Someone who is nearly 8 months pregnant, there's been a lot of flying this week for the Duchess of Sussex.
We agreed to serve the monarch, go wherever we were sent.
Someone who is nearly 8 months pregnant, there's been a lot of flying this week for the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan and Harry arrived in Morocco tonight on a commercial flight from London, which delivered them to Casablanca more than an hour later than scheduled. Earlier this week, Meghan was in New York with friends at her baby shower, but for the next 3 days it's back to official engagements rather than private ones on a royal visit which has been put together at the last minute.
Do whatever we were told. Surrender our autonomy, keep our hands and feet inside the gilded cage at all times, and in exchange the keepers of the cage agreed to feed and clothe us. Was Pa, with all his millions from the hugely lucrative Duchy of Cornwall, trying to say that our captivity was starting to cost him a bit too much? Besides which, how much could it possibly cost to house and feed Meg? I wanted to say, she doesn't eat much, and I'll ask her to make her own clothes, if you like. It was suddenly clear to me that this wasn't about money. Pa might have dreaded the rising cost of maintaining us, but what he really couldn't stomach was someone new dominating the monarchy, grabbing the limelight. Someone shiny and new coming in and overshadowing him, and Camilla. He'd lived through that before and had no interest in living through it again.
What happened to We Pay You Post? Yeah, the storyline is changing. It's almost like that thing I was just reading a few minutes ago, the Constitution of the UK. It's there, but it's not written. They go as they I don't know, I guess, modify it as they go, as it see fit. Okay, she needs a therapist. Agela Levine needs to look in the mirror. She needs a therapist. There's me here. I hope she was looking in the mirror when she was saying that. That's pretty much her talking to herself whenever she opens her mouth about Meghan Markle. Okay, sorry, not sorry. So let's go to the next tweet. So here, this is Dr. Shola. I saw it. Is that a video? No. So there's that here, Dr. Shola. Get thee behind me, Satan. You want to afford Kate privacy, you then afford Meghan. You want to show Kate kindness, you then show Meghan. You want to give Kate benefit of doubt, and you then give Meghan. Leave Kate alone, she's had surgery. You shout, but you then leave Meghan alone when she was suicidal and lost her baby. You blood-sucking soulless dementors won't treat both women equally and fairly. We know why. Okay, so there's that here. They're all a baggage for God. Kate is royalty, Meghan isn't. Don't look at that other tweet that I was reading. I'll look for it after that. Harry turned his back on the UK. Are you kidding me?
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Okay, most of us were thrilled when Meghan joined the family. We didn't see her mixed race as a negative at all. We saw it as a positive because we live in a multicultural society. That's what they say. Okay, yeah, you live in the multi, but your behavior toward this is not just Meghan. I remember reading a tweet, a black lawyer who was sharing her experience. I believe it was on Twitter. She was representing her client, and then they did not want her to come in, and she was like, why? Automatically, they, can call her, and she's like, I'm here representing my client. She was the lawyer, had a barrister for that particular woman. But subconsciously, these people in the UK, they have it in their brain. Okay, but to the world, they want to put that word out. Multicultural, with this, with that, we're not racist, but your behavior and action says completely opposite of what you're saying. Okay, we wanted Harry and Meghan to be happy and to work hard, to be asset to the royal family. It was, oh shit. Okay, where was I? Didn't know it was that long. It was refreshing and we were full of hope. Unfortunately, they made other choice, not them. Okay, Harry fought to stay and work. Okay, the brother. Okay, hire that Case guy, Simon Case, to draft something. Okay, because Simon Case know the law of the UK very well. So Harry could not circumnavigate around it to get back into the fold. Okay, this is why the judge accepted whatever document William allowed Simon Case to do. Okay, about the the security, about the security. Okay, it's in one of my videos. You could go read it. But let's read that. Unfortunately, they made other choices and turned their backs on the life. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, this is the thumbnails that I have here. The civil servant did his job for the heir. And then I have this other here. This is the traitor. This is why Harry had to take this all away. Because the thing that they were making, the way that the brother, I guess, and the rest of the institution, part of the royal family, was painting the picture of similar to what this woman is saying here, that Harry turned his back. Okay, this is what they wanted people to say about Harry. This is why Harry had to take this to court, so people could know exactly what happened. Okay, through court documents, it was revealed from this here. Prince William's aide played key role in Harry and Meghan's royal exit. And who is that aide? Why did that aide come into the institution? Because of William. William hired him to do the work. Okay? Prince William's former aide, Simon Case, was responsible for drafting a key document about Prince Harry quitting royal duties. Court papers state it's in court. Okay? If you're looking for a traitor, William is the traitor. Okay? So these people who sang, they were so happy and then unfortunately made other choice. Who made the choice? William did. William did through court document. Who is this person? You should know. Okay, mainly posting on current topics and animal welfare, internationalism, not globalism, British citizen, taxpayer, and voter currently living in Wolfram. Okay, you should know this. Okay, if you're following about this and whatever. But anyway, you know what? There it is. Pause your screen and read it. Okay, from the part where you say the other one turned its back, it was the brother. Unfortunately, they made other choices, they meaning Harry and Meghan, other choices and turned their backs on the life, the family, and the country. No, William pushed them out, forced them to do that. And this is why Harry had to make that speech when he was leaving to meet Meghan in Canada. I'll put it here. Okay, where he said, unfortunately, that was impossible. You know, the decision that I made, you know, blah, blah, blah.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away. And we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
Okay, the interview suggests, in my opinion, it's because Meghan was not prepared for the restriction. Nope. Meghan was doing the work too good, because she's been doing it. It was nothing to her. Okay, look at the moment she went to the hub community when she asked questions. So you only do it for a certain time. How come not every day? And then they said funding. Okay, why would a charity have problem with funding when the royal family was supposed to be there to help them? Then Meghan said, okay, what about create a cookbook so that money could generate fund for you to cook every day?
There is a cookbook, but it's also the story of a West London community who gathered together in a kitchen and discovered the healing power of sharing food.
Cooking for me is everything. I love to see people gathering on one table.
I love to cook. I love to feed people.
In January 2018, as I was settling into my new home of London, I met a group of women whose community had been affected by the Grenfell fire. They had decided to get together to cook fresh food for their families and their neighbors.
After the fire, it was somewhere where they could make food to take back to their hotel room where we don't have facilities to cook. It was sort of comforting to be able to do that, and the kitchen gave them the opportunity to do it.
It was quite nice to have that sense of belonging, feel comfortable.
And so, for 2 days every week, these women were able to cook and share their delicious recipes together.
We've called the kitchen the Hub Community Kitchen because in Arabic, hub means love, and we share love.
Like one family now, we are sharing food, sharing happiness, sadness, everything.
I think food can bring back memories, and even the smell of food can bring back childhood comfort.
I immediately felt connected to this community kitchen. Like these women, I'm passionate about food and cooking as a way of strengthening communities.
She asked me, how many days do you offer this service? And I said 2 days a week. And her straight question was, why not 7 days, Zahira? And I said, funding. So she goes, we can do a cookbook.
We sit together, we eat together, we enjoy the time together.
So problem solving was on top of her head the moment she find there was a problem. Okay, so that's that. The restriction that Meghan was facing, okay, let me tell you which restriction Meghan was facing. To be 50% less of herself.
Been told, been given advice to that it would be best if she could be 50% less than she was.
Wow.
That was the quote. If she could be 50% less. And I remember hearing that in 2018 and said specifically to her, I don't know how you're going to survive being half of yourself.
Well, I think it's...
She can't be 50% less of herself. She was too good. She showed the royal family who grew up and doing these things how easy it is to make, because the royal family have different agenda. It's not charity, okay? Meghan makes the work look too easy for them, okay? All right, I'm up to this now. The crusty old ways of the monarchy, the hierarchy. Maybe you're right about this. Let me see. The interview suggests, in my opinion, it's because Meghan was not prepared for the restriction to be 50% less of herself. The crusty old ways of the monarchy, the hierarchy in which being a TV star doesn't... Nah, she gave that up. She gave that up.
But also giving up your career.
This is nice. Yes. But I don't see it as giving anything up. I just see it as a change.
It's a new challenge.
It's a new chapter, right? And also keep in mind, I've been working on my show for 7 years. So we were very, very fortunate to be able to have that sort of longevity on a series. And for me, once we hit the 100 episode marker, I thought, you know what, I have ticked this box, and I feel really proud of the work I've done there. And now it's time to, as you said, work as a team with you. Yeah.
But do you have that sense of responsibility, Prince Harry, for what you're asking Meghan to do?
Of course, that sense of responsibility was essentially from day one, or maybe a couple of months in, when I suddenly realised, actually, this is, you know, I know that I'm in love with this girl, and I hope that she's in love with me. But we still had to sit down on the sofa, and I still had to have some pretty, frank conversations with her to say, look, what you're letting yourself in for is, it's a big deal, and it's, it's not, it's not easy for anybody. But I know that, at the end of the day, she chooses me, and I choose her, and therefore, whatever we have to tackle together or individually will always be us together as a team. So, I think she's capable.
It's so nicely said, isn't it?
I don't know. But she's capable of anything. And together, as I said, there's a hell of a lot of stuff and work that needs doing. At the moment, for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time, hopefully.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change. I think that was, that's what got date 2.
Nah, it's not about that. Doesn't score any point, and but it's the UK, the royal family, the other one who. When I first started looking into the royal family, I thought the institution was one. If William did something positive, it's a plus for the royal family. If Anne did something positive, it's a plus for the royal family. If Andrew did something stupid like he did, it's a negative for the royal family. Not just Andrew, the entire family. If, I don't know, who else, Edward, any members of the royal family did something positive, it was for the benefit of the institution. That was my perception of the UK, the way they run their thing. But as I look closer, it doesn't work like that at all. I learned from Princess Diana's days. She did something positive. She went to the US, did all of this. She came home. Nobody came to congratulate her. Oh, you did very well. This is a plus. That was a plus for the royal family.
How often would you do that on a daily basis?
Depends on the pressures going on. If I'd been on what I call an away day, where I'd been up part of the country all day, I'd come home feeling pretty empty, because my engagements at that time would be to do with people dying, people very sick, marriage is the problem, all that, and I come home and it would be very difficult to know how to comfort myself, having been comforted lots of other people. So it would be a regular pattern to jump into the fridge. It was a symptom of what was going on in my marriage. I was crying out for help, but giving the wrong signals. And people were using my bulimia as a coat on a hanger. The campaign was, in that point, was being successful. But it did surprise the people who were causing the grief. It did surprise them when I took myself out of the game. They hadn't expected that. And I'm a great believer that you should always confuse the enemy.
Who was the enemy?
Well, the enemy was my husband's department, because I always got more publicity. My work was discussed much more than him, and you know, from that point of view, I understand it. But I was doing good things, and I wanted to do good things. I was never going to hurt anyone. I was never going to let anyone down.
But you really believe that it was out of jealousy that they wanted to undermine you?
I think it was out of fear, because here was a strong woman doing her bit, and where was she getting her strength from to continue?
No! What did they see? They thought she was getting all the spotlight. She's doing this, she's doing that, away from the king and all that. Meanwhile, what is the king doing? Getting bag full of cash, secretly, doing all unethical things and all of that. So Meghan is not about that. Oh my Lord. And I learned about the backstabbing between all of them. And then this is how William get to throw the brother out. All right, let's see here. The hierarchy in which being a TV star doesn't score any point, and the brain ache boredom of royal engagement. Nah, she did her thing.
Someone who is nearly 8 months pregnant. There's been a lot of flying this week for the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan and Harry arrived in Morocco tonight on a commercial flight from London, which delivered them to Casablanca more than an hour later than scheduled. Earlier this week, Meghan was in New York with friends at her baby shower. But for the next 3 days, it's back to official engagements rather than private ones on a royal visit, which has been put together at the last minute.
Look, the cookbook and many other things, smart works and all that. And I think if she had told the institution about that, they would have quashed it. Okay, she just did it secretly, and then there it is. Okay, that probably wasn't her fault, and I can understand how most of us commoners couldn't deal with it. Kate is a rare one, and taking what is it? Kate is a rare one and taking to it all so naturally. But she's dying inside. They're disrespecting her, and oh my God, what the F is going on with people? She went to a wedding. The husband disrespecting her. Like chop. What else? Every time he's standing next to her, rolling his eye. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, so off they went to the US, and I will bet that almost everyone in the UK hope they be happy and get on with it, but no. They had to start mock raking, sniping at a family. What? Snapping at a family that has no way to respond. Oh, they don't have a mouth. Harry explained it. Remember, Harry born into the institution. He explained to us how you guys did it. Okay, you pretty much spoon-fed the tabloid what to write, and then at the end they say, you know, trying to get a response from the royal family, whatever.
Institutional role, why be so public? You say you tried to do this privately.
And every single time I've tried to do it privately, there have been briefings and leakings and planting of stories against me and my wife. You know, the family motto is never complain, never explain, but it's just a motto, and it doesn't really hold.
There's a lot of complaining and a lot of explaining.
Endless.
Private, being done through leaks.
Through leaks. They will feed or have a conversation with the correspondent, and that correspondent will literally be spoon-fed information and write the story, and in the bottom of it, they will say that they've reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. But the whole story is Buckingham Palace commenting. So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayal.
Making money from their title, they wanted to give it back. Okay, this is full BS who pretend nothing exists. Let me see some of the comment here. Yet you're blind to well-documented rivalries and war. Thank you. I didn't even see that rivalry in the royal family. We failed to see William wasn't having Harry and Meghan overshadowed him. Kate, was that Kate or Kat? Okay, it's now history. KP breathed hard against Meghan. Thank you. That's the thing that I was saying. Jealousy, potent motivator, and William, an angry boy man, but Spare took hit to protect heirs rep. Okay, they are rivalries and all families, but not like that. Not like that. You represent the freaking country. Why the hell will you display this on national, on plain sight? Harry was forced, in my opinion, was forced to put his side of the story out because the freaking lies was everywhere. The lies was everywhere. And then you expect him to keep his mouth shut, and then yet they continue. They continue. The royal family, the institution, continue with their BS. And then you're saying this type of rivalry should not display to that level. Okay, Meghan wrote something to her father. How the hell will William allow someone to go brief against her in court? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God. There are rivalry in all families. The royal family has a hierarchy that's different. Okay, stupidity talking here. On what planet do you live in? Thank you. The same. You probably came from some place else because this kind of. Well, okay. Let me step back. I'm gonna stop now. If you feel, this is my thing. I always say, if you feel the way they treated Harry and Meghan and Harry speaking to defend themselves, if you feel the pain that they endure was necessary, hey. In order for you to understand it, you have to go through it. That's it. I'm done with that. Let's go to the next tweet. My goodness. No one should have experienced what they did. It was uncalled for. Next tweet. Oh my God. I'm almost making an hour. So this is the other. There's Brian Capecott, another good journalist. I believe he's journalist. Yeah. And Peter Hunt. I'm always forgetting them. I had to write his name down for me to differentiate both of them. Brian Capecott and Peter Hunt. These two are top on my list beside the byline. And some of them sometimes write for the byline. Okay, so this is one. Let's see here. Peter Hunt, former BBC correspondent and presenter. Let me look. So I had to look for him so I don't get confused. I'm always confusing Brian Capecott with Peter Hunt. Completely different names, but for some reason, when I'm reading a tweet of either one of them, I cannot remember the next one. So when I put that list, I had to put the name next to it for me to mention it. Brian Capecott, journalist, author, he, him, ex-professor of journalism, Kingston University, and ex-director, hacked off, write mainly about untrusted UK national press. Okay, so I follow him. He's a very good, he usually puts some really good tweet analysis about things. And this is another one. Peter Hunt, let me go into it. I could always put by. Former BBC correspondent and presenter, commentator on constitutional and royal issues for outlets including, there's all of that. So these two very honest, I would say another respectable people in the UK, because they are very rare. Okay, in the UK they are very rare. Brian Capecott, I'm always confused, even though they look different, their names completely different, but for some reason before, when I'm doing one tweet about him and I'll say, oh, there's another one, and it's him. Okay, and when I do him, I'm thinking of him as well. Okay, so let me go back and read his tweet. Okay, a powerful reminder of the symbiotic relationship enjoyed by the royals and the media. A clear breach of privacy. Kensington Palace is silent. Okay, so there's that here. Okay, happy and smiling. Princess of Wales film out shopping with Prince William. Okay, this was the other thing that was being put up. The Princess of Wales has been seen in public for the first time since the controversy over her Mother's Day photograph. Simon John had the details on at BBC Breakfast. Okay, so there's that. Like I said, that video that came out from TNZ, let's just say, maybe it's a Kate, but not Kate Middleton. Great to see you again, Kate. But whatever Kate it is, whatever. And there's that here. Was it Royal Special 1, the image the world has been waiting to see, smiling Kate out walking with William? Okay, so there's a story here about that's not Kate, my God. Okay, Harry and Meghan were downgraded on the official Buckingham Palace website last night. Harry, there's that. Okay. Let's read some of the comment here. Come on, Peter. It was solely staged. Okay, let's see here. Okay, why is the question? If it's her, if she's doing so well, why not put out a mini video or like Charles did, a couple of pics in her environment? Something is fishy at KP. Okay, I think that's his point. KP is silent because they wanted this video out there. I question the date the video was taken. Okay, have a nice week. Okay, that's why he's saying in a clumsy way. So what? There's a lot of period after each few words. So what? That should be a question. It is she. It is William. She can walk. She looks okay. It is enough for the public. No. All right. So there's that here. That's a at. Is that what I just read here? Okay, that's that. The invisible contract, Harry and Meghan were so right. I'm telling you, every day they're proving them right. Okay, William lie, Kate lie, Kensington Palace lie. There's all of that here. Okay, let me not go into that. And in particular, Prince William and Kensington Palace and Rupert Murdoch has a special relationship. Most of the offended pictures or stories recently of Kate Middleton were first printed, broadcast, and on Murdoch's TV. There's that, the Sun, TMZ, Page 6, or the Times, Sunday Times. Yeah, these are all his. Okay, spread them out, pretend is, you know, is a different thing, so they pick up. Oh my God. Okay, how can it be a breach when it was obviously staged? The video looks to have been taken from inside of a car and is already switched on, ready for William and Kate to come into view. The tell is when William, head bowed, looks up, looking directly eye contact with the person filming. I didn't watch all of it. Oh, the video is not there. Okay, so it was staged. Remember, during the Queen's funeral, there was that guru guy. Okay, so they bring this guy to sort of stage them because he's so freaking like a robotic. He can't deal naturally, so they had to stage him. And you see Harry and Meghan looks freaking scared. So there's Peter Hunt again. BBC editorial guideline. Remember the first one that I put? So that's another one of his. Okay. BBC editorial guidelines. Legitimate expectation of privacy will vary according to the palace and nature of the information, activity, or condition in question. There may be circumstances where people can reasonably expect privacy even in a public place. This is why he put it over there. So he's saying, what happened to that? Okay, where are the new pictures of Catherine? As we have reported, The Sun has published new pictures of Prince and Princess of Wales shopping in Windsor. The BBC does not have the right to show those pictures in online stories, but we are able to broadcast them. They will appear as part of a coverage if you click play at the top of the page. Okay, I don't know where he get that from. Yet, they are willing to broadcast them. Fake though they be. Alright, I Kensington Royal has become a global joke and now a circus too. Okay, the BBC part of the royal circus, royal family. I was gonna say circus. Part of the royal family. Yeah, I used to have so much respect for the BBC because when PBS, for instance, this is their relationship with the US. PBS in video 1, I was talking about Earthshot being aired on PBS. Public broadcast station. Okay, so some of the shows BBC used to have, they used to air it on PBS. But I used to have good respect for them. Let's see here. BBC reporter says woman photographed with Prince William was Kate look-alike. Oh, they said that. Sonja McLaurin claimed lady out shopping in Windsor, obviously not Kate, and it's disturbing that newspaper are reporting this as fact. That was yesterday, March 19. Okay, so there's Don Whitton here. The Daily Mail had bid $140,000 for the picture. What? But when they lost out to the Sun, ran it on the front page anyway. These are the sort of royal photo deals not seen since the days of Diana and since the day of Diana and marked a real change in approach. Is there any going back for royal family? What the hell? But anyway. And there's all of that. Oh, him again. There's that. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Alright, so there's page 6 here talking about it. I'm telling you, these are all distraction. I hope you guys are looking into other things as well. Don't pay attention to this BS that they say. This is Christopher Buzzi tweeting page 6. Page 6 got caught. Whoopsie doodle. Kate Middleton all smiles and first sighting from farm shop outing that further sparked conspiracy theories. Alright, look at this. Isn't that what's that? That flower? What do you call this? For common something. Memorial. Okay, the image chosen for this tweet is from November 2023. How do you find this helpful? Okay, there's the laugh here. We pay, they lie, repeat. We pay, they lie. Yeah, that's the performance that Bojo's sister was saying. I think TMZ has played us. I Google Heidi again and Simon Watkinson. They are professional lookalikes of Catherine's and William. Oh, really? So there's that. Let's move on. People are just laughing. I'm telling you. It's just performance after performance. Now, this is a video of James O'Brien. I'm telling you, I was putting off a lot of tweets. I wasn't recording. So there's that here. So it's 1 minute and 13 seconds. You can always count on Mr. James O'Brien to call a spade a spade. The royal family has become a global joke. Okay, 1 minute and 13 seconds. There'll be a screenshot. You might see only the words moving.
What the hell is going on? That they go to a garden centre and a member of the public, one member of the public in the whole garden centre takes some footage of them from his car. He doesn't even get out of his car. And then the newspaper gets hold of it and they publish it and we're all supposed to go, oh, thank goodness for that, she's fine. But if we were worried that she wasn't fine, why wouldn't they have, I just don't know what's... And this is basically British broadcasting now for the last 3 weeks. It's just a bunch of people sitting around looking at photographs going, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on. And here's our royal expert who also doesn't know what's going on, but will say some words that sound vaguely plausible. Hello, I'm the royal expert. What you have to understand is that she's a young mother and has children. And children and arms. She also has arms and legs and hair. And therefore we must all be most mindful at this time of her privacy. And also, I think she should come out of privacy and tell us all that she's okay. I have no idea what is going on. But the longer it goes on, the more, just as a nice person, the more worried you get.
I have nothing to say. All right, let's see here. I have to admit, I cackle at this because he's 100% right. She has arms. There's a laugh here. Oh, so let's see here. So that's the lookalike. If this is a lookalike of William, then he did pretty good. Oh, shit. He does look like him. But with hair. So that's them. What? Duchess Dupolgender? Okay, used to earn £1,000 a day as a Kate Middleton lookalike, and it set me up financially for life. Really? So they hire her. I don't know. There's no. Let's move on to the next one. Oh my lord! Now this is what, Piers Morgan. What the hell? Okay. This did not work. Let me look for something. Alright, so this is the video that I was looking for.
It's about King Charles right now.
I mess up with the link. Okay. Doing some great charity work here. Okay. It's only 17 seconds. What is that?
It's about King Charles right now.
Because the king is the head of state.
Do you want a t-shirt, Piers? I'm selling them for
I think they're pathetic.
£20 on my website. And actually, the proceeds, to be fair, go to a great charity.
What in the name?
Check them out. They're called James Barr Current Account.
Well, I'll give you the chat.
It's about King Charles right now.
Because the king is the head.
Why is Jobson keep on talking over? Whatever. This is what happened when I don't listen to it first to see if it's worthy to share with you. But my God, let me read some few more here. Jabba the Hutt always look like he's about to have an aneurysm. James have them gasping. There's a laugh here. 20 pounds. This big baby dangler, fantasy turd, won't buy any. He needs it for his fast food. All right, let me move on to the next one. I'm almost done. But this one, while I was looking for something and I saw it and I added to the list. So that's this here. I literally just saw it. Okay, OMG. Kensington Palace said this was taken in Balmoral in 2015. Look at his hand. Anyone out there have the actual raw photo sent to the agencies? This one is from the BBC website. Look at his hand going over the pants. But why they doing all of this? So there he is here. The baby is looking at the queen. At least they're looking at each other. And there's what's his name? The oldest. So it's obvious the photographer was here. William is looking this way. Prince Philip is looking this way, and Catherine is looking that way. But only these two are looking at each other. So even that doesn't look like the baby. You know what? Let me leave it alone. I don't know. That looks slightly different. Then she has blonde hair. It looks so dark hair. But whatever. Dude, what the F? Here's another one. The shadow seems off. Let's see here. There's that. I don't know. Okay. Queen Elizabeth II wore this outfit and pearls on September 13, 2015. To see a horse show in Scotland, she was at Balmoral. William and Kate were in Scotland as well. Now the question is, who was in the room above? Everybody? If yes, why the photoshopping and word shadows? If no, then what the hell? So in other words, if these people were in close proximity, why they didn't stay and take the picture together? Let me see there's the pearl here. Okay, also the baby and George look like they're the same size. But I see the face as different, and then the hair is dark. Isn't supposed to be a little bit blondish? What is that? Okay, I don't know. What's going on here with the floor? Is it the shadow? I don't know. Oh shit. Let's see here. Even this picture, which was posted on the official royal family Instagram account, seems off. The lighting doesn't look right, and why is Shaw's hand transparent? Is it? It is. No, it could be the ring, isn't it? Let me see first. So there's that. I don't know. Okay, I don't know anything about that. But when you see it overall, I don't see it transparent. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't say much about that. What the hell? This is, yeah, I feel like I'm losing my mind. I've never been a conspiracy therapist, but this royal family stuff is absolutely bonkers. Is everything about them faked? This entire photo looks weirder the longer you look at it. Okay, I know, right? It's insane. Guys, Kate is not holding a baby. I'm like, the baby doesn't even look like the one that they have. That baby was photoshopped in front of her. I feel like that's the most glaring thing about the picture, other than William's hand. Yeah, it's almost like you can pick up a baby and move her away from the photo. Okay, what is that now? Oh, Lord. Her eyebrows look like they were added. Or am I losing my mind? Okay, I don't know. Alright, so I saw it, I thought I added. But it seems like every other pictures that they put out, people's gonna scrutinize it now. So how come the whole family don't just come and take a picture instead of doing all of this? I don't know. Maybe they should do a family photo shoot. Bring a whole bunch of different clothes for different event. So when that event, I'm giving them idea instead of giving themselves that issue. Or maybe they just can't stand each other. Who knows? They can't be in the same room, so they have to photo each other. There's green screen also. I don't know. Technology. Let me leave that alone. This is my final one. It has nothing to do with the royal family, and I thought I shared that. There will be a screenshot. Okay, the Dixie Chicks spoke about performing with Beyonce and seeing how she experienced so much racism during and after the show. Cowboy Carter was born from this moment. Okay, so that's 2 minutes and 14 seconds. There will be screenshot. This is one of the Dixie Chicks, and I think that's what's his name? Howard Stern. There he is here. How is she doing? I believe one of them had cancer or something. I guess he's doing well because it's been a while since let me see here. Yeah, so I had to look it up. My question was, is Howard Stern co-host has cancer? Because I remember there were some issues. So if she's back, I guess everything is okay. Okay, your positive attitude and the way you tackle various health challenges, most of us will crumble. Howard tells his longtime co-host when the Stern show's Robin Quivers, okay, so that's her name, I forgot her name, was diagnosed with stage 3 and endometrial cancer in 2012. So that was way back in 2012. She stayed a bit despite the grim news. Okay, Robin Quivers currently have cancer. Let's see here. Okay, on September 9, 2013, Quiver announced that her cancer was in complete remission after successful surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that. So I guess she's okay. Okay, so let's get back to that. I'm sorry. This is the thing I keep on saying. I know of, but I wasn't following. I know of Howard Stern. I never follow him. The same way with Meghan prior being with the royal family. I know of, but never follow until the BS that they start throwing at her. So with the same thing with the co-host, I knew of, like she had cancer, but anyway, that's a different story. Did I read that? The Dixie Chicks spoke about performing with Beyonce and seeing how she experienced so much racism during and after the show. I believe Cowboy Carter was born from this moment. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. There'll be a screenshot, okay? I'm sorry, I cannot just let it play.
Performed with Beyonce. I don't know whether it was because of your country fans who felt you had betrayed them or she wasn't country. I remember it was just a big fucking brouhaha that you showed up with Beyonce. Right. Criticized for that, right?
It was just a weird vibe in that building. We hadn't done anything, country award shows or anything since the controversy. Let me just say, the week we worked with Beyonce is the single greatest working week of my professional life. It was awesome to watch her world, to see how she does stuff. She's a perfectionist, and to see the power she has as a female and a Black female is incredible. And I guess they can rate those shows now by the 15 minutes. It's Absolutely. The highest rated 15 minutes in CMA history. And then they start getting, racist assholes bombarding their website with comments and emails and whatever. And so they take her down. They took our performance down and caved to that bullshit. And then they, I guess, got so much bad press for doing that. Within 24 hours, they put it back up again. Just cowards. It's just crazy. She just gave you...
Okay, I do not have cable anymore, so I wasn't even aware of this being played, but I know I used to watch a couple of stuff on those stations. But the thing is that once you... I understand they have to go with where the money is or whatever, but you have to have your principle. Once you have your principle, your values, you stick with it, people will understand. Because of you hear the noise. This is the thing here. People need to raise their voice. The same way the negativity is bombarding every airwave, okay? A very few, making a lot of noise. So what just happened here is those who don't mind, they don't mind seeing, because of democracy, you have your right to raise your voice for certain things, but that doesn't mean to ruin it for everybody else. So the other side, throw their frustration as well. So this is the thing here. Those stations need to be center, okay? You could still broadcast certain thing, but at the same time, balance thing, this kind of thing. But people need to raise their voice. They cannot just let the idiots run their mouth and ruin it for everybody, which is where America is right now. All right, but let me move it back slightly.
Press for doing that. Within 24 hours, they put it back up again. just cowards. It's just crazy. She just gave you your greatest ratings that you've ever gotten. How dare you take her song off? It was ridiculous.
You fucking kidding me? I knew none of that. Would you ever perform at the Country Music Awards again, or have you just had it?
No, I mean, I said I would never after 2003, but then when Beyonce calls, you're like, okay, maybe just this one time. One last time.
Do you get nervous?
I'll only do it with Beyonce.
Do you get nervous when you have to perform with someone like Beyonce? Or are you just so seasoned at all of this that like nothing kind of throws you?
I mean, I don't know about nervous. I was excited. I mean, Lemonade, I listened to Lemonade at least the full album at least once a day. We listened to it every day on tour. I watched the Lemonade visual album over 100 times. She's just the consummate professional, and you just don't want to let B down. That was all I was thinking is do it right, do it right.
Okay, so I came across this. I thought I'd share it with you, okay? So there's one of the squaddies here. I hope Beyonce has a song with the Dixie Chicks and Cowboy Carter. But when Beyonce calls, effing iconic, I know. What was her issue? She said something. Was it talking against Bush? Let me look it up. Okay, so this was the issue here. On March 10th, 2023, on March 10, 2003, when Natalie Maines said she was ashamed to be from the same state as then U.S. President George W. Bush from the stage in London just before the Iraq War. Now we know how that went. Okay, so they were on the right side of history. Okay, everything changed for the Chicks, then known as the Dixie Chicks. All right, so yeah, I mean, we see what happened. Okay, what happened to the Dixie Chicks and okay, so there's that. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There's a possibility I may create membership. I know I said I will not create membership, but there are some stuff that I talk about in some previous, for those who want to. There's no pressure. It could still be there. You do whatever. All right, but I'm still pondering. That's all. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
We ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.